welcome to our channel. I'm Chanel.
And I'm Ace.
And we are here reviewing Avengers' new movie, Infinity War.
The Infinity War came from the Infinity Gauntlet, which is a comic done by Marvel. It started with the Thanos quest, and it went through the Infinity Gauntlet, which was a crossover, crossed over through all the major Marvel continuity. In the original, Thanos was in love with Death, and for Death, he destroyed the universe. In the new one, Death is not his motivation, wasn't even mentioned in this whatsoever. His reason now is that he feels that the universe has too many people or too many beings, so he wants to wipe out a certain number of them so the rest of them can survive. So at least in Thanos' mind, Thanos is doing something that's irrehensible, but for his kind of in a good way or for a reason that he feels is justified.
It's not really like he's a villain per se.
Yeah, he's a villain. He does some really bad things, but
he has
his warped sense of understanding.
Yeah.
You know, in his mind, you know, he feels he's doing this to save the rest of us that's alive.
Yeah.
So for some reason, you know, he's a bad guy, but
with good
intentions, right? He has love. He's a father. He's a stepfather. He has love for Gamora, though he does some bad things, but I said the reason why he does it is because he feels there's a greater good in the action that he takes. So when you see it for yourself, you got to wonder, he's a bad guy, but he has reasons why he does it. The problem with this movie is BST. It's bad storytelling, and the way the movie ends, it's going from 100 miles an hour, and then it's an abrupt stop, and it just drops off, and it just ends. And I have a problem with that significantly, because before a movie ends, there's a couple of things that need to happen. You need to see the characters again. You need to see where their mindset is, where they're going, if they have any plans. Even if there's no plans, just show them together. They're the
trying
Avengers.
To make a plan.
Right, they're Earth's mightiest heroes. So, you know, if the whole world is falling apart, the Avengers are the ones supposed to be coming together and like, yo, we can rebuild, you know, Avengers Assemble. They didn't do this, you know, in this movie, you know, whatsoever. So it wasn't like a superhero team, it seemed in the end. It was just individuals that these things happened to. And it said they didn't even show the guys again.
Yeah.
And I had
whatever happened, it didn't really show. And it seems like they ran out of content, so they just ended it on a soft point, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it didn't really feel like it was a proper ending of the movie. Matter of fact, when this movie did end, most people that we went to see the movie with was a bunch of fans that cheered everything else and whatever. At the end of the movie, I feel that they clapped on every single time somebody came on screen, which is kind of annoying, but that's another thing. When the movie was over, I feel they would have clapped as well, except I started to boo. And when I started to boo, other people started to boo as well, which was kind of like waking people up as the fact that, wow, this wasn't as good as we actually, you know, wanted to actually say it wasn't. It made people actually start to question, like, wow, this movie really wasn't as great as it could have been. It said people booed by the time the movie was over. It started by me, and also a nice Disney suck chant actually went out there. You know what I'm saying? And it said I wasn't actually doing that, you know, to cause any type of problems. However, I felt that as a fan, I should express myself that, you know, I feel that Disney, you're a great company. However, Disney makes great Disney movies. The Cinderellas, the Pinocchios, the Dumbos are excellent.
But when they get a new company, or they get like a new company,
something else that they acquired that's not theirs.
That's not theirs. It seems like they
don't really care.
They don't really care. It's more of a money thing.
Right.
Am I gonna sell merch with this?
Right, yeah. How many books or T-shirts or DVDs or action figures that we're going to sell, and let's not invest into let's do some good storytelling. Let's stick with the things that people know. You know what I'm saying? Iconic. This right here is a roadmap for them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, how hard is it to
use that as guidelines? You don't have to use the whole story and make it completely obvious. You could add your extra twists and turns or whatever. But as long as they're good.
Right. I mean, I get it that you don't want to write the same thing so that somebody who read the comic book can know exactly where you're going. But I'm saying you have a guideline, you have the stories already written, and these things are tried and true. This is our mythology. So if you're going to go ahead and do something, don't butcher it up, and don't mess up the Star Warses, don't mess up the Marvel, don't mess up the comic books for us. You know what I'm saying? It's to me that's a problem I have with Disney. That's a problem I had with this movie.
Yeah, another problem that I have with the movie is what they did to Hulk. They did the Hulk so dirty. The Hulk is our favorite character, and I am ashamed to hold this mug with the way that they treated him. They made him a complete coward.
The Hulk is one of my favorite characters, one of my favorite Marvel characters. They say the Hulk is the strongest that there is. At the beginning of the movie, probably maybe for the first 2 minutes, they showed an encounter that Hulk had with Thanos. They got into a fight, and Thanos got the best of him. It wasn't, as far as comic book fights go, as superhero fights, even fights, period, from any type of movie, it was not a significant slaughter.
Fight to put fear into your soul.
They put the fear of God into Hulk, where he was totally afraid from that point on. And one more thing, after the fight, then they showed the starting credits of the movie, and you never saw Hulk again in the rest of the movie.
Bruce Banner.
It was Bruce Banner the entire movie. Matter of fact, there was even a point in time where Bruce Banner was trying to get the Hulk to come out, and Hulk was no. And that to me was a slap in the face of every single fan of the Hulk, everybody that's sit out here and they watch and know that this is supposed to be one of the strongest that there is, an iconic member of the Marvel universe, and you put him out to be a coward, afraid to fight. That is what superheroes do. They fight, and you have a comic book character, Hulk, afraid to fight in a movie.
Yeah, what's it called? Hulk is a warrior, but they made him the messenger. All he did, the most important scene that had him, was when he told everyone that Thanos was coming.
And he basically, every time he said Thanos, it's like you go and see him shaking his green panties. And I'm like, they emancipated the man. You know what I'm saying? They Luke Skywalkered him. And it was no need whatsoever. Hulk gets his strength or he gets his motivation from fear, from anger, from emotions. So how is it that he was not angry, he was not afraid, that he can turn back into the Hulk, and all of a sudden Hulk can, he was just afraid to come out. That was absolutely ridiculous.
They basically gave him a crutch. They gave him the, what is it called?
They gave him the Hulkbuster.
The Hulkbuster Iron Man suit, and he didn't become Hulk at all. They left him that so he could fight. They should have just left him as a human so he could, fight.
As a human,
because he would have gotten his butt beat, but the Hulk would have came out because he's so upset. He's trying to save Bruce Banner, so the Hulk would have had to come out.
Yeah, if they did that right, he would have had to come out because they would have killed him. The beings that were fighting him would have killed Bruce Banner, so Hulk would have had to come out to save his life. So it said once again, it's just bad story writing where you don't know what to do with the character, and maybe they did it for the comedy part. There's a lot of comedy in this thing, but that's not funny. You know what I'm saying? Don't take away.
Or maybe they thought that the Hulk was too strong, and that's why they left him a human. But even with that,
not the strong issue.
I mean, you don't think so?
No, because if they're worried about strong characters, Thor.
Yeah, but okay, then why did they leave him human? I mean, if it was a strong thing, they could have just left him for the next movie.
It's bad story writing.
Significant part of this movie except for being the messenger, telling them.
They knocked him down. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? He's a major player in the Avengers, and one of your major characters is afraid to fight. I mean, that's like superheroes are the law. They're like the law. They're like a firefighter or a police officer or the military. And imagine here's a fire coming out, and we have a fireman say, "Hey, I'm afraid of fires. I don't want to fight a fire." Or a military guy, drop his weapon and run. And that's what you did to the Hulk. And that's there's no excuse for that. That's absolutely horrible.
Yeah. What's it called? There were some good points. They had a good comedy relief. It was a funny movie, of course. But they also had very good characters. Besides the whole Hulk situation, They had amazing characters.
They were.
Thor was amazing. They really showed off his strengths in this movie.
The Thunder God is back. He doesn't have Mjolnir anymore. He has a new hammer. I want it. Thor was absolutely amazing. Without Thor, they would not have survived. Thor was maybe they put Hulk down so they can make Thor up, but they could have used both of them in the movie.
Yeah.
Thor was absolutely amazing. Amazing. Spider-Man.
Spider-Man was good too.
Funny and he was
His suit was cool too.
every bit necessary in the movie. He was amazing. The interaction between Doctor Strange and Iron Man, absolutely hilarious.
Scarlet Witch though, she
So
was
powerful.
very
So powerful. The Guardians of the Galaxy were amazing. The Wakandas and Black Panther, amazing. Absolutely amazing. Let's say the comedy. The reason why you go to the Marvel movies is you go there for the great
Comedy
great comedy. They have absolute excellent comedy, but we also go there for great storytelling, and guys are just dropping the ball on storytelling.
Although it's only 2 points that we have,
but it's two major
points. Like nobody wants to see that happen. Nobody wants to see that happen in the Hulk. No one wants to see that ending. Like they could have done better.
Right. So the next time, I've of course, I'm going to see next year, but we're hoping that they fix
they
these.
do so much better in the next one. They
you guys,
have to.
come on, man. This is y'all waited 10 years to bring all these characters together,
and you tarnish their name.
Right. You tarnish the Hulk,
or
and
at least
you give
the Hulk.
right. So that was it. I would recommend the movie, of course. You know what I'm saying? Because it's Marvel and I enjoyed the comedy relief.
Yeah,
just those,
I would too.
Those two issues are there was this major deal breakers for us. You know what I'm saying?
I would recommend it too, but I just let my comic book fans know not to be that
upset.
because this
right.
is what happens.
They definitely Luke Skywalker them.
Honestly.
Yep.
Well, that was our video. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe.
Peace out.